Let me thank you very much for the chance to be here this morning and talk a little bit about a critically important component of the Massachusetts economy. I've said many times as I've campaigned around the state that Massachusetts is a state that's always sort of lived by its wits. I mean, one of our great strengths as a community, as a culture, and as an economy is our ability to continue to reinvent ourselves and to think differently about today's problems for tomorrow. And I think one industry that certainly represents our ability to continue to play and to play aggressively and to be a global leader in that space is the biotechnology industry, which we could debate whether or not it was started here. A lot of people, I think, would argue that it certainly had its roots here as much as any other place. And when I look at a lot of the firms that are part of the biotech industry here in Massachusetts today, there are certainly a lot of ones that are new. But there are many firms that I'm now old enough to remember when they were young. And it was a long time ago, and people weren't really sure how to think about what a biotech company was relative to a pharma company and what research on a basic basis looked like compared to applied research and all the rest. And I think one of the things that's happened over the course of the past 20 or 30 years is the ability of really smart people working on innovative ideas and solutions to find people who would work with them to both finance their moves and to help them think differently about how to get from the very beginning to the very end of a process and to create something that could turn into a product that could solve a significant problem. We've actually made a lot of progress on that front over the course of the past 20 or 30 years, far more than I think we sometimes give the industry credit for. And as I think about the role of the Commonwealth with respect to this industry going forward, I guess I would focus on four things. I think, first of all, we need to continue to be a collaborative and a good partner with this industry with respect to opportunities to invest when appropriate on a side-by-side basis with others in the industry to make sure that we continue to promote the pipeline that's been so successful for us as a Commonwealth over time. I think the second thing we should do, and I would like to do this early on in my administration as governor, I would like to create some kind of a working group that can improve the quality of the research that's currently being done on the cost effectiveness of innovation and new ideas and new products in healthcare generally. I've always been disappointed, I guess, by the inability of the healthcare community generally, whether you're talking about the folks on the public side or the private side, to truly be able to figure out whether a new idea, a new solution, something that certainly for the person that's involved or the group of people that's involved significantly changes and improves the quality of their life. How should we be thinking about that in the larger context of what it means to the total spend on healthcare overall? If you solve somebody's problem permanently and make it so they never have to go back to the hospital again to deal with whatever their ongoing medical condition is, that's a big success. And yet we have not figured out, I don't think, as a community or as a society, how to calculate that and how to think about it in the larger context of healthcare spending overall. And a big part of my interest in trying to do something with regard to this is I worry that as technology and as innovation continues to create the next new thing in solving some of the really complex issues we face as a community and as a society, we're only going to talk about how much they cost, and we're going to miss out on the benefit that they bring and what that actually does to the longer-term cost of healthcare overall. And the third thing I would say is I would continue to be an aggressive advocate as governor for NIH spending and NIH support for what we do here and that competitive process, which I believe is the right way strategically for this country to continue to move its innovation agenda forward when it comes to healthcare. And that's certainly an area where Massachusetts, more than most, does well. But we do well not because of some political apparatus in place, but we do well because we have, in many cases, the greatest agglomeration of research institutions, healthcare delivery organizations, seed and venture capital funders, and brains to come up with the next generation of great solutions for people here in this country and across the globe. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Charlie.